Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, all. Once again, welcome back to your girl Nita, straight out of the 242. Now, y'all know I tell y'all my channel is all about godly stuff, my lifestyle, fun, and adventure. But right now, I wanted to touch base on the topic because as women, we all have different stuff that we would like to put at the forefront and wonder why. We all would like to know the why. Okay, so right now, this topic is based on a situation that would have happened in my life. And I like looking at things now. The question was to me is why. Okay, so this is based on a past relationship, right? So me and my son father was in a relationship for well, little over 5 years or more. I'm not certain. It was a little over that year. Let me see how long. Yeah, say a little over 5 years you were in a relationship for, right? And the thing about it is, when we would have started our relationship, our relationship actually started out on a split, on a start and split relationship. It was like a start and then a split relationship. And we met inside my yard, the same apartment yard that I'm living in. Apparently, he didn't live too far from me, and I didn't really notice this. While he drove in, and he handed me his card. Okay, we started talking, messaging, and so forth, right? And then the messaging just started to go, whereas you wanted more than just talking, wanted to go into a relationship. So we started talking and so forth and getting to know each other and everything. And then we had a split. He came and he's like, he wanted to have a talk. We talked and he was like, someone who he was in school with back then, who he had a school crush on, he recently surfaced with this, that, and the next, and how he wanted to go and pursue it. This is me. I was like, you know what? I don't have time for all this miscommunication and all this getting involved and disengaging and getting involved and disengaging. I said, man, I really don't have time for that. So all I said to him while we're sitting in the car is like, if it was meant to be, it'll be. That's it. So you could do what you want to do. Simple, fine. So I didn't use to bother messaging him. I was not a leave it be. I used to work in a beauty supply store at the time. So I left leave it be. And it was coming up towards the Christmas. I don't think I heard from him must be almost in a month. Or a couple of weeks to a month. Maybe a month or so. Then it was coming up towards Christmas. And he decided to message me and say, oh, what are you doing? Later or something like that? I can't come see you. And I was like, this can't be the man who tell me, oh, he had a school crush. He won't try to pursue and now he won't message me. That's some men for you, huh? When it don't seem to work out for them in the direction that they're going in, they won't come back to you. But then you know what? Because I said those words, I say, if it was meant to be, it'll be. You know? And he wanted to get back and talk, so we did. So we pursued our relationships and we did us, you know. Like I said, I was working in a beauty supply store and he was working at the motor company that he worked to, right? And I was always a striving young lady. He met me with no kids because I never was pregnant until I met him. And we pursued our relationship. We used to go out on dates. We used to go to movies and stuff, you know, go for a little dinner and thing. You know, always at the beginning of a relationship, a man always used to open up the car doors and close it. You know, he used to open up my door, close it. I know later down in a relationship, the door opening and closing stop, and you'd be like, men get so comfortable and so whatever, they began to feel like, okay, they ain't entitled to do these things no more. They start off doing them, opening up your door, closing your door. But anyways, he used to, the times when we used to have to go out, he would go in motel, always rent a motel or a little hotel or something for us to go by, because he was staying with his mom. So he'd always rent a little motel or something just for us to spend time in. As for me, he met me in my own apartment. He met me. And me as the type of woman, I ain't gonna have my man wasting no unnecessary money. It just don't make sense to me. So he used to go in these little motels, and every time we go in a motel, you spending this money, spending the next money. I say, I had to tell him, I say, you know what? It really don't make sense. You spending your money to go in a motel just to see me. I say, where is that fine? I say, I have a whole apartment. Only me want to live there. Just me. When you want to spend time with me, you can come by me. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. You come, sell it up my place, and that's that. Not wasting your money. You could take your money and do something else with. So I was always like a steady head for him, always. I never was the type of woman to say, okay, you waste your money on this or you waste your money on that. No, it never was, you know. So he started coming over, spending the nights, you know. And then later on, it just was the clothes coming in. He started bringing his clothes, bringing his stuff, and we started living together, just like that. So we started living together. I had a car when we started, you know, but the thing about it is, he was like, oh, you don't gotta drive that car, we'll go, I'll drop you to work to start the next. So we shared a car that he had. So I ended up sending my car to the island for my family to use. Unfortunately, they left that car underneath the tree, and the car probably even ain't working now. They drive it off the boat, and they leave my little Betsy under the tree now. Is not working. But anyways, the question is why. So we gonna get there. So now we're in a relationship. We used to go to church together, pray together, do everything together, bathe together. When I in the tub, sometimes he won't come in the tub and bathe with me in the tub and do whatever, you know. We do all these things together. When he's stinking, I in the bathroom bathing, he coming and he's stinking. Yeah, we dealt, you know, we did us. We didn't have a perfect relationship where everything was perfect, where we always was going out. We weren't always going out. There were some days when I used to be so tired, so I didn't used to want to go nowhere. The times of us going out cut down. So we never used to go out like we used to no more. And then it's like, he came to a point where he decided to stop working, and I couldn't understand that for the life of me. He stopped working and he would be home, and I was like, man, you have to at least try to find a job, because all the strain can't just be on me. And he'd be home for a while. Without a job, then he'd find a job, then he'd be home without a job. And then here's me, I became pregnant. The first time I lost the baby, it was almost 3 months in, I lost the baby. And the thing about it is, within that same year, a couple months later, I got pregnant again. And at this time, when I got pregnant, I wasn't working. Yeah, I was working. But I was working in Bahamas, because there was no point in my life where I just was not working, unless it was something contrary to the point why I stopped working. I was working in Bahamas, and they had like a liquidation, whereas they filed for bankruptcy. That's when the hotel wasn't like fully open, it was under construction. They filed for bankruptcy, so I had to stay home. But the thing about it, I was getting a little bit thicker. I'm a slim girl. I was slim from birth. I was getting a little fat. My stomach was pouching, but I didn't think anything to it. Some of the colleagues at Bahamas be like, Nita, you putting on weight now. You getting a little solid. And I said, gee, you all see that, but come to find it was true because the pants that I had used to be so tight the button up around my belly, but I ain't watch nothing. It was then when my period missed. I had a missed period. I see my period show up. I won't be eating no more. It was the end of August. I said, let me take a pregnancy test. When I do the pregnancy test, boom, pregnant. I said, no, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing yet. I take a couple pregnancy tests just to make sure, boom, all of them. And it was first response, all of them came back. All of those came back. Right? And when all of those came back, I was pregnant. And the thing about it was I was home now because Bahamas do that liquidation, but they were still paying us. They were still paying us half of our salary. Half of our salary, I think. Either we was getting half of our salary or we was getting our salary every 2 weeks up until October of that year, and that was funds to help. That was funds to help me with it. And I would tell them, I say, man, this is all I make. This is all I'm getting from the job. I say, you're going to need to go and try do something. Go and do something. I'm pregnant now. Ain't nobody gonna hire me. And I telling them, I said, ain't nobody gonna hire me now that I'm pregnant. I'm gonna have to wait until after I have this baby to find a job. So you the man of the house. You're gonna have to step up and do something. And I always was the woman to say, try to school him to, hey, you need to do this, you need to do the next. I said, at the end of the day, yeah, I always used to talk to him and yeah, sometimes I argue, my little mouth be sticky, but I always used to scold him. I say, it don't matter what job you're doing, once you're making something that can help, I working, but I still getting money. And that's the thing about it is God favored me through the entire pregnancy because I wasn't working. I was still getting paid up until October from Bahamas. When that payment stopped, I filed for unemployment. Thank God I got unemployment up to the estimated time. I'm still pregnant. And at the end of getting unemployment, I was still able to get maternity. And I wasn't even on the job. I applied for maternity benefits and I was able to get that. So the money was still coming in. And we make the best of what we had. I made sure we had food in the house. I still probably make sure we had food in the house. Make sure he eat when he wasn't working and this, that, and the next. Then he got a security job whilst I was pregnant, working to one of the security firms. And I could tell him it's a job. He wanted to go into politics and so forth. And after him thinking about how he wanted to go into politics and how he was going to leave his job to go into politics, and I was like, you sure that's what you want to do? And it was like an on and off with jobs for him. It was always like an on and off for jobs for him. After I had the baby, had our son, it was my first child. He had many children, some children I didn't even know of. But anyhow, my first child, he wanted a boy. And one day when he came home, and he said, oh, it better be a boy. I was like, even if it's not a boy, it's your child, but it's better be a boy. But anyhow, one day he came home. That's when I did the ultrasound, and they did give me the ultrasound thing which says it's a boy, and the scan. So I had it right on the table when he walked in and he come, and he said, "Oh, it's a boy." He was like so happy, And after I gave birth to our child, like I say, I was able to get maternity, but national job was taking so long, so that money ain't come to me until 3 months after, and that's when I got everything in a lump sum. So he was still working when I had the baby. He was working when I had the baby. And the thing about it is, where he used to, I don't know, it's like something that probably was going on with him. Like most of the times when he would get paid, he would take his money and squander it, either go in the number house. And he wasn't the type of person to say spend. He used to like do sports bet and stuff. But then there was like something happening with him going on with him. He used to like go in our house and spend. There was a time when we had the kid and we were planning for a trip. I wasn't working. I paid for our tickets and I paid the portion of the funds for the room for us to stay in with their family. So I paid for our boat tickets, and he was just supposed to come up with the money for spending, which would have been his pay. And it was that night. I didn't see him come home. It was evening. I'm calling him. I say, "Where are you?" And he's like, guess what? I said, "What?" He's like, "I spent all the money." And I said, "What? You did what?" And the next day we were supposed to go away. He stayed out all that night squandering his money, which means whatever it was that he had gotten paid would have been suffice for us to use to shop, get stuff for the baby and whatever else. He squandered that money. He squandered the money spending. He called me and he told me, because I told you, "Where are you? Why are you not home yet?" He say, I lose the money. I say, "How? Lose what money? It's paid." And I was like, I was sad, I was frustrated. I said, "No, what? Just come home." I said, "Just come home. We just wouldn't go on the trip no more. That's fine." I said, "Just come home. All I want you to do is come home." I said, "Just come home." So he came home, and I looked at him, and he was sad. I said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." And I leave the stuff. I said, "Just let your sister know we ain't coming no more." So he messaged his sister and say, "We ain't coming no more." And his sister say, "Why?" I guess he probably tell her, "Okay, we didn't have no shopping money." I didn't get no funds from national insurance. I wasn't working. He was working. And like I say, we've been through so much. And at the end of the day, we stood by each other through it all. I had no fancy job. I wasn't working on the job that I'm working on back then. I was in. So every dollar we had, we made the best of it. Like I say, he had his little habits. And that's why now, like, when I see how he is acting now, when I needed him to step up to be the man that we needed him to be, back then he didn't. But now that I'm seeing all of this, but anyhow, let me finish. So his sister say, "Pack your bag and still come." So we went on a trip, not $1. I probably got a couple little change. It wasn't much on me. And he didn't have anything. I know he felt bad. I felt bad too. I didn't want to go on a trip. And I was so upset with him the entire time, because I'm like, wow, you squandered the money. We just had a baby. We could have used that money to go buy some of the stuff for our son. Our son did not come on a trip with us because I was trying so hard to get his passport sorted out, trying to get his passport speeded up, and nothing happened because he was running me wrong with this paper. They need the next paper, the next, your parents' paper, this, that. It was like so much that even trying to speed up the process made nothing happen because I needed these documents, and my mommy to live on a family island. So anyhow, we didn't stress it, and we're on the trip. So his sister came to me, we were talking, and she's like, "Okay, I'll give you this amount of money, but tell him he'll have to give me it back." So I let him know. I said, "Your sister said she'll give this amount of money and you'll have to give her it back." So he said, "Okay, yeah." So she gave me the funds, and the thing about it is, when she gave me the funds, I wouldn't lie, and I wouldn't sit here and lie and say I never loved that man, or or I was just in a relationship just to be in a relationship sake. I love that man with everything in me. It's the truth. When you go into a relationship, you don't go into a relationship half stepping. Now some relationship people just be in it for material things and so forth. It wasn't me. When I go into a relationship, I go into a relationship all in, and I love that man, like I say, with everything in me, in spite of sometimes he used to do so many things, spiteful things against me and stuff. And there were times when he used to try to hit on other women, and I used to see him, he'd be like, "Oh no, really?" I've been through a lot with him when he had it, and I had to be there for him. But anyhow, back to where I'm trying to go. So the money that I got from my sister, I was supposed to pay back. On that entire trip, I bought stuff for him Son, and I buy nothing for me besides one, 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 two, three things. I bought me a dress to come back home in. I bought me a slippers to put on my foot and a hat. He told me to get a bag, and I bought a purse. That's it. I didn't buy nothing else for myself or the funds that we got. I use the money and I buy stuff for him, our son, and three things I had for me. The hat that I had on my head, the dress, and the shoes, the slippers on my foot. The bag that I had, he wanted me to get it. You know, it's whatever it was. And the thing about it is, every birthday that he would have, I would always try to get him something, whatever it was, so he could feel appreciated in any way, you know. Before I eat, I used to make sure he eat first. You'll be thinking, oh, I must be with the man. No. When you've been in a relationship with somebody and you actually find out them for who they really are, you understand, you begin to appreciate the person that they are. You know, the money don't mean nothing. It's the person. And at the end of the day, I get to feel and see that he was going through stuff. But when I used to wow him and stuff, I'll be like, you know what, I see he trying. I see he trying, but then he got himself in like a complacent situation, whereas every time he would work and leave his job, and all that used to be a strain on me. So when we came back off the trip, my son was on the island. I sent back for him, and I said, you know what, I gotta go find a job. So I went to Bamboo Shack. His niece worked the Bamboo Shack, and she was trying to get me a job working the Bamboo Shack. So I used to be there at the Bamboo Shack, and it wasn't like you on the payroll Bamboo Shack pay. I used to get paid in my hands. When it's time to get paid, my money used to be in my hand, not no bank account for Bamboo. And I wasn't trying to settle there. I worked there for a couple of months, and then the job that I'm on now, they was looking for people. When I was trying to get my brother to get me on the job, you know what happened? And when I was job seeking, I wonder if he was still working with the security or if he wasn't working. When I was job seeking, I think he probably stopped working with the security. And I remember I gone down. I said, Mom, no, man. I say, come on. I said, you know I work in there and you leave this job? I gone down to the security place that he was working to, and I tell them, I say, can you all please hire him back, please? I say, he need his job. I say, I don't know what he was thinking, but he need his job. I guess they call him and they hire him back. When I tell you, me and this man been through a lot, and that's why people be like, oh, you still love your baby daddy, oh, you this, oh, you the next. The thing about it, me and the man been through a lot together, you know. And even though we ain't together now, it ain't like, oh, I never did love him. I love that man with everything in me. I always used to make sure he was straight and he's okay, you know. And the thing about it is, I went out there and I strived to get that job. I want the job that I'm on now. And when I got the job, I tell them, I say, I got the job. Things started to pick up. The job was able, whereas I could pay the bills and it wasn't too much strain on him. You know, I paying the bills and so forth. When he worked for the job and then he leave. He going back with them and then he leave again. So now that's me on the job. He leave, and I think he going back to his old. When he leave, he ended up going back to his old job, and then he leave them again, and then he was just home. So it's just me working now on the job that I on while he home. Me one working on the job now while he home me working. You know, and all of that used to like bring stress on me. I'd be like, why? I say, do you not know? If you, whatever the job is, it's fine. It don't matter whatever the job is that you do. He got a job working to this bottling company, selling a little juice and stuff, and that was a little help whilst I was on the current job that I'm on. Then I don't know what happened. He the people them let him go because of some foolishness he was saying. Maybe they shorten him a week, or it's 5 weeks in a month. They only paying them for 4 weeks. I say, man, you getting paid, and it's a help. We have a young baby. Like, come on. They let him go. I didn't even know they let him go. I was home and he had the car. He ain't reach home. I calling him. I say, what time you coming home? Or whatever else. He say, I lose the job. Like, he didn't want to tell me because he know I used to like growl. And I said, what? What? He said, I don't want to tell you because I know you like growl, you like growl, you like growl, you like growl. I said, no, what? Just come home. Just come home. Just come home. You know? So, like I say, I've been through a lot with him. I tell him, just come home. So when I would work and get paid, I make sure the bills covered. I make sure food in the house for us to eat. And then I gotta make sure the baby's straight. So when I go to work, he would be home with the little boy in the house. I go to work, he home with our son. I go to work, he home with our son. And then, like, little arguments used to happen. And he know I never used to like when he used to argue with me. And when he used to argue with me, he used to always make sure he have the last say. If I say, okay, then he have to say something. Then I say something, then he say something. And he is stopping until I don't have the last say and he have the last say. And he know when he talks so loud, I don't like it. So I speak quiet. You know, you talking so loud, the whole neighbor's gonna know your business, and he just go talking there loud. When he starts loud talking, I just speak quiet. I just be quiet, you know? Be quiet. You know? Like I say, me and him, we been through a lot. So people, they understand when I say me and him had our own little struggles. And the thing about it is, me as the woman taking on everything. You know what it is when you expecting your man to be the head of the house, and every time he get a job, he leaving it. He getting a job, he leaving it. He just staying home, and I must do everything. And all I was telling him, I say, once you keep a job. I said, the little you make is able to go a long way to help with whatever it is that I have, rather than putting a strain. I said, it ain't just me no more, and it ain't just you. Even though you have other kids, I said, at the end of the day, it's not just me. I have a son now. It's our son. So I can't just take money and waste it or whatever. Money gotta go towards making sure he's straight, making sure he eating. He's a greedy baby. When he born, he was 8 pounds 10.5 ounces. So it was the evening when I came from work, right? I came from work. I was tired. He was home with the baby again. Like I say, when we split, he wasn't working. And I wasn't worrying. All I was like, Lord, I just pray he get a job by the end of February or what's not. That's all I was hoping, that he get a job soon, you know, to help me out rather than me one just paying the bills and you staying home, eating and just sleeping and just watching the baby, you know. So I came home that evening, and then inside the monsoon, I know how everything is entitled or in place inside the apartment. So I walk in and look, like I see the dirt on the floor, and the sofa was little fingy, like someone was sitting in it or so forth. So I had to tidy up. I said, you know what? I get the broom, put my bag down, get the broom. I start sweeping out the living room, start sweeping out the kitchen. Then I go on, start mopping, and so forth. Then after I finish all of that, I come into the room and I tired. Ain't like I just walked into the house, didn't do anything, and come into the room today. I didn't do that. I started tidying up the place. Yeah, he's a man, he laying down relaxing. I tell you nothing to clean or do nothing. I did it. But then don't overwhelm me if you was home all day. Now I come in the room after cleaning out the front room, cleaning out the living the front room, the kitchen, and then mopping. Now I come in the room to take off my clothes and so forth. Then you gonna jump up and say, Nita, I think MJ Pampers need a change. I say, I snap. You laying down in the bed. The little boy in the crib. Why are you waiting for me to come in the room to say, Nita, you think MJ Pampers need to change? I said, well, you been home all day. If his Pampers need to change, you couldn't get up out of the bed to come clean his Pampers. I said, I just walked in the door. I just was cleaning out the front room, mopping up the floor, and you can tell me you think the baby Pampers need to change? I said, if his Pampers need to change and you do it, oh, he started raising hell with me, and I see where I was wrong in this situation. He started raising hell. He said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of you. I'm sick and tired of you. I say, what? My mouth dropped. I'm sick and tired of you. I'm sick and tired of you. He get here up off the bed. Like he must be waiting to argue with me. He get up off the bed, pull out the drawers, and it looked like he wanted to broke them up. So I say, let me calm. Let me just don't say nothing, because I ain't interested in him broken up the things that I buy, and then I gotta rebuy other things again. So I watch him. He pull all the clothes out the bureau, put them in the basket, pull everything out the drawers, put in the basket, take his stuff down out the closet, and go on, jump in the car. Mind you, me and him used to share one car, because he caused me send my vehicle down to the island to my sister them, because he said, oh, we can drive in the same car. He gone. This man leave me twice. That was the third time. I said, Lord, if he leave, I wanna behind him. I said, I wanna behind him. When I run behind you the first and the second time, I had no child for you. The third time you expect me to run behind you, and I have a whole baby for you. If anything, you should be running behind me. I'm running behind you. So when he gone, I bought him. I didn't bother. And then many people up to this day think when I jump in a relationship with this other guy, they feel as if, I was scheming on my child father from the beginning. But I wasn't scheming on him. My child father was supposed to go, when I used to go to this the big bang thing what Island Luck used to have. Yes, y'all. What Island Luck used to have. I just used to go to see if you could win a little something or whatever else. And I asked him if he wanted to come. Oh no, he didn't want to come. That's where I got this person number from. When I went on a food line, this person come in the back of me and they handed me their card. Mind you, I was still not interested. I wasn't interested. You know, he give me the card and I say, you know what, I even contact the number on the card. No way. So he asked me for my number and randomly I just give it to him. I said, because 2 to 1, I wasn't gonna use the number on the card. No ways. So I give him my number and he just used to message me and stuff. I tell him I have a boyfriend, straight up. I have a boyfriend, and he's like, oh, may the best man win. But I wasn't like tuning him in at all. Or when my child father left, then I say, you know what, if not, why not? Then I start texting him. So it's not like, oh, just in case his family find this video and y'all need to know, but I'm trying to get somewhere. So then I started communicating with this individual. Mind you, me and him used to share the same vehicle. After he cost me send mine to the family island, right? I say nothing. And like I tell you all, he was expecting me to run behind him. I know that. And I run. Because why you have to keep running out, huh? Why you have to keep running out? Why you feel as if you have to have me inside a hole all the time? And when you know, I always make sure you straight. This man, I always was to make sure he was straight and clean. He didn't worry about nothing. He ain't have to worry about nothing. From making sure he look nice, dressed, making sure he get the nicest tennis and whatever come out in the shop. He used to have the nicest shirt and thing he used to have. You understand? I used to make sure he had the best $100 pants and thing from Tommy and so forth. I used to do. And even like I used to waste money, lavishly wasting the money. I feel the need, okay, you treat your man, you need something. I used to do all these little things for him to make sure he feels special, he feels loved, and he has the best. You understand? He never really could have done nothing for me like that, because he barely used to keep jobs, so I really couldn't really been looking for nothing much from him besides the fact that you love me. Yeah. And just in case they don't know, he asked me to marry him twice, and then the third time he said, you know what, when we get the baby, he told the gentleman who he was running for, who was some kind of pastor, he said, you know what, you're gonna be the one to marry us. So just in case people may be like, oh, he just was with her, oh, Now he doing these things for someone else and the next. Oh, he never did love her. Oh, he never had intention to marry her. Oh, yes, he had intentions many times. And our relationship wasn't based on always fantasy. Me and him been through a lot of things together, a lot of things. We had all kind of rainy days. We had all kind of arguments. But at the end of the day, me and him slept in the same bed on the side of each other every night. Whether we was mad or not, I would sleep on my side of the bed and he would sleep on the next side of the bed. When I get uncomfortable, I roll back underneath him. That's just me being real, you know. And many times I was waiting on him to step up. Sometimes when we mad, I take the baby out the bed. I go on the floor and I sleep on the floor and I hold the baby while he in the bed sleeping. But at the end of the day, we still together. I never was going to leave that man. Never. Yes, every relationship have ups and downs, but it was never me walking away. I also stay there and stuck it up because I know relationship goes through whatever else. And I say, you know what, I love this man. Despite of him acting whatever, I never tell the man one day, get out of my apartment and go. Never did I once tell him any day, pack up his stuff and get out of my apartment. Never once. He walked every time, little argument or whatever, he walked out on me twice. And he even tried to cheat on me. I think I didn't know this woman with the name Paulette, who was going to this disciple church that he used to go to, and they be trying to get the people. He didn't tell them, oh, me and him was in a relationship, or they just think he bringing me to the church, inviting me. I said, hold on now. And then we used to do little Bible studies with this woman named Paulette at her house and this and that. And the thing about it is I hear her on the phone talking, but she thinks she find a fairy tale, and I trying to figure out, just listen to the name. And when she called his name Michael, I said, the devil is a liar. I say, Paulette, I get a word with you outside. We going on outside of her doorstep, and I tell her, I say, do you not know me and Michael is in a relationship? And this all y'all sleep together? I say, we sure do. We sure do is sleep together. We sure do is sleep together. And then he can come calling my phone later on. Mister, you and me live in the same house. You don't get time to play around with me. So I been through a lot with this man, and then you're trying to wonder what is what. All of this I've been through him, and I still didn't walk away, huh? He called me, he said, oh, you tell Paula, me and you sleep together. I said, I sure did. Because I don't understand why she was on the phone telling people, but how you was her fairy tale. You was her fairy tale. So what you trying to tell me? You was planning on taking her on a date or whatever else? Say, oh, no. The singles ministry, they want you to take the woman them out. I said, to take the woman them out. What single ministry? You taking any woman out? I mean, you in a relationship. Okay, so you out there making it seem as if me and you in a relationship, but every night me and you sleep up underneath the same roof in the same bed. You talking foolishness? Oh, this was before we had a son together, you know. And there was this other woman who used to drive one Jeep. Every time we go, when the church used to have something, this woman used to be parked up in one Jeep, and he always there talking to this woman in the Jeep, and they trying to figure out, like, what's going on? He on the phone one time when he walked away, and he was by his mom, and they just trying to get him to come back. He on the phone calling the next woman, baby, me and you still in a relationship. All of these things I've been through with this man, huh? A lot of things that I never walk away from the situation once. Sometimes I look in his phone. Yeah, he think I didn't know the password. When he would be on his phone looking left, I on my phone behind his neck, watching him putting the passcode for his phone, going through his phone. Oh, he telling people, my girlfriend is get on my nerves. Sometimes I be like, what the devil? You telling people all of these things, right? So when my mom is like, man, this man can't love me. I say, I love this man so much. And this what this man doing behind my back, or trying to talk to other women behind my back. And then with other girl in his phone named Philip, or whatever, it was not, he talking, but she won't see him, or this the next. Then what? All of these foolishness. I never once leave, Never once leave. Take care of the bills for the household whilst he wasn't working, because we been in a relationship, he ain't hold down a steady job yet. And all I wanted him to do was stand up to be the man that me and your kid need. It wasn't just me and you anymore. It was me, you, and your son. We ride storms together. You hear me? We ride storms together. Yes, we ain't had it easy. Yes, in the beginning it was wine and dine, and then afterwards he get complacent and was not, and then I don't know if he used to envy the fact that, oh, I don't know what was going on, you know, and we ended over him that night, after me coming from work, tied him the front from, and you greeted me saying, oh, Nita, I think the baby pampers need to change. You were laying down, you've been home all day. You cannot get up and change our son pampers. So I say, you've been home all day. Tell me how you can change our son pampers. But he jump up and tell me he's sick and tired of me. And I run. I said, Lord, we go this time. And I run behind him. He pack up his stuff and gone. You know? Pack up his stuff and gone. So the question is, was the why? I trying to figure out. Now, he was running behind me for basically 4 years because he just started this relationship with him and this woman last year, September, August, not. The same woman who he was trying to give me information on so I could leave this man that I with. But anyhow, the thing about it is what I say all of that to say this. Why is it he been running behind me all those years trying to get me back? Just with words. Just with words. Oh, Anita, I want you back. This, the next, and it's all. No actions. No action. Just words. So I do nothing. I budge. Because how he used to carry on. When I had to go walk in the road, he passed me on the road one time and then he could say, he ain't see me. He ain't see me on the road. How you mean he won't see me? When I used to leave the baby there in the day and I have to come back from work, walk the road or catch the bus or whatever, and then go by his mom to get the kid, get our son, and then walk home. His mom used to be like, oh my, go drop Nita and the baby home. Not him. He sit down in a bed and he don't move. So I gotta go lift our baby. Yes, and he was a big heavy baby, and look at me, I slim. I have to go lift our baby home in the drive. Walk in the road. He ain't jacking. So you doing all of these negative things and you expect me to come back. Huh? You ain't trying to show no remorse or no love or nothing. You just doing all these spiteful things and you expect me to come back. Oh, you love me, you love me, you love me, you love me. That's all you can say. Where's the action? No action being spiteful. I remember one time I asked him if he could carry me someplace. Oh, he said, oh, well, you had the man there and next, not this, that, and next. Okay, let him carry you. Okay, all of these opportunities you have to step up to the plate to show that you really wanted me back. Oh, instead, you were showing me all kind of spitefulness and all kind of whatever else and being spiteful the next and the talk course all kind of. He broke my room window one time, knocking. Every time me in the morning, hey, he knocking on the window. He broke my window. I had to fix my own window again. He can say I was the reason. He yelled, but I wasn't the reason. Where were you stalking in the road? He been in the road, must he stalking. See him in the man, come in this way, come to my house. He take a rock and throw it to the man glass. I can't do nothing. That's you and the man problem. If you throwing glass through the thing, I remember one time he come on my job. You ain't even trying to be emotional or affectionate. You come and I sitting in my car and I wasn't trying to open up my door because I said, I know what this man gonna do. Then he looked like he trying to calm down. I open up my door. When I open up my door, he come right there and bite me on my face. I said, what? Well, what has gotten into you? So he becomes so vigilant, so violent. I didn't even want to bother with him. I said, something had to be going on with him. Something had to be going on with him. You want me come back to you underneath all this food? Then he tell me one time to, oh, he had a gun. What the hell you was going to do with a gun? So all of these negative things, you're trying to tell me you wanted me back underneath. Where was the love? If you truly wanted me back, where was the love? Huh? Where was the love? Where was the love to say you want me back? You just talk and actions speak louder than words. But the saddest thing about it is, right? I say in all of this, yes, because I honestly and truly love that man. I ain't gonna lie. I can't say I never did love him. I honestly and truly love that man. You see me had that baby for him. I had the baby for him because I wanted to have the baby for him. Okay? And I was ready for a child. But the saddest thing about it is when I needed him to step up to the plate to be the man that we needed him to be and to hold down a job for our family. He wasn't checking. He just want to stay home and lay down in the bed and don't care. But now look at him. This woman out there in her 40s, whatever else, he spend the body money on, doing whatever, going on all type of lavish dinner dates and this, that, the next, and giving her money like it's no tomorrow. Or whatever else. I said, where was this man, huh? When we needed you, when we needed you to step up and be the man of the house, but now all of a sudden you could step up and be a man for somebody else who ain't have no type of attachment for you just because you had sex in all them years. Yes, I told him, I say, if you have sex with somebody else, I want you back. I said, and especially how you don't use condom, But anyhow, him and this woman is use condoms, whatever else. They just get in a relationship and he's having condoms. Yes, I know, because he had them in the glove compartment when he opened it. When I was catching one ride with him one day. But anyhow, that's news for them, not for me. But my question was to him, why, huh? How come you couldn't step up to the plate for us, huh? You claim you want to be back, but where was the action? Where was the action? No type of action. You rather show hate towards me and claim you love me. And then you might get mad at me and say, oh, me and you was in breakup and I bring man inside the apartment sleeping in the same bed as you. Come on. You was the one who started the whole riot. And then when he come to tell the man was here one day and he say he want to talk with him. He say, oh, this have to end. I need a bath. And he's like, oh, he was saying no or whatever else. Me and him in a relationship or was not. And then he tell the man, say, oh, I taught you. He must tell us, say, and you was the one who leave. And he tell him, say, oh, I thought you was going to run behind me. When I heard that, I said, huh, yeah, that's what you told. I wasn't going to be the one to run behind you. Why should I run behind you when I have a whole job for you? See, people don't know the story. They don't know the story behind me and this man, huh? They don't know the story, but at the end of the day, he blocking me, unblocking me, blocking me, and unblocking me. When I ask you certain questions that dealing with me and you, why is the reason? Yes, I ask him. Recently, I say, why? I have a question for you. I say, why is it that you couldn't step up to the plate to be the man that we needed you to be for our family? But you could find it easy to do now for somebody else. Oh, he claimed he in love and she love him. Oh, really? That's why let me tell you all something, woman. Let me tell you all something. Don't break your back for these man them. You go having these children for these man them and you put me all into these man, and at the end of the day, they could be man enough for who they want to be man enough for. You understand? Your son, me, I carry that little boy in my belly for 10 months, not even 9, 10 months, because I had him for full 40 weeks. And one day he been in this belly. Me and your son, we needed you to step up to the plate. You don't even want to stay on a job. You staying home, laying out in the house whilst I go there to work to mind you and our son. And the end of the day, and then still love you. At the end of the day, you want me to be juicing you and have sex with you. And have sex with him. I say, you know what? I just don't have sex with him. Is you know what? When you will be like this, let me not have sex with you. Sometimes I upset. You want loving and this how you will carry on. Yeah, would do other things or whatever. Because when he get me upset, why you think you need to be pleased when you get me upset and so forth, and you don't want to act like the man of the house, or you just want to be spiteful, this, that, and next. Come on, man. Where were you? Hey, mister. Where were you when we needed you to step up to the plate to be the man? He too busy worrying, but I go and jump in the next relationship with the next man, huh? But you was the one who deprived me to jump into the next relationship because you wasn't checking. You leave me twice. Twice I run behind you when you leave me, and then the third time you can walk out on me with our child. So who was supposed to run behind you, huh? We needed you to step up to be the man. You laying down in the house, you walk out on me because I tell you. You been home all day. Why you couldn't cheat to baby mamas and I just get off from my 9 to 5 whilst you was home all day? Come on, man. Any real man would understand, huh? And I say, Holly didn't walk away. Me and him would have still been in a relationship after this date. But he really rubbed me the wrong way. I have your whole young baby. Our son wasn't even 2 yet. He was almost 2, but he wasn't even 2 yet. And you walk away. I said, I don't care what was going on with him mentally. That's your kid. You walk out on us. Huh? You have many kids before. And you were walking on your own family. Yeah, I was upset. And I budged. Me and this man we had no type of dealings until afterwards. After the fact that you left. Because I wasn't interested. I said, I have a family. And I wanted to make that work. So I don't be like my parents, them, or having children for these man and leaving up and whatever else. You laugh. You left. You didn't care. You was being spiteful the entire time that you left. Where else the action? Oh, you want me back when you weren't trying to touch me on my hip or talk about sex and stuff. Why are you trying to make me feel like you want me back for sex? So I wasn't on that run. If you truly wanted me back in the right manner, then your actions supposed to add up. Your actions was supposed to add up. And yes, there was a point of time in this relationship that I'm in now, and I let him know. I said, "You're my child, father." I said, "What me and you been through?" I said, "Yes, I still love you. I'll always love you." That's just a bond of me and him has. It's just a bond. That's just a bond. So it ain't like, oh, I in a relationship. Oh, I don't love I love this man, man. I won't get back with this man. No, it's just a bond that me and him had that just gonna always be there because of the kid. But it ain't to say anything else, okay? But my question for this whole video is, men are something else. They could step up for whomever they want to step up to the plate for. And the thing is, I could say he didn't love me. He couldn't love me. Even though he run behind me for basically 4 years, he couldn't have loved me. Because if he did love me, he wouldn't have walked away. He wouldn't have walked away. And his actions would have add up. And if he did love me, he would have stepped up to the plate when we needed him to be the man of the house. And hold it down. He was too busy trying to be spiteful. But now he jumped in this relationship because he ain't had his ting skin in a little while, and now he getting it touched up or whatever else he feel he in love. So he could do all of the things that we needed him to do for our family, for someone else, for our next woman and her kid. But such is life, and I needed to post this. I don't sugarcoat nothing, and I don't care who don't like this video that I post, because it ain't for y'all to like. It is facts and it's reality. At the end of the day, I gotta raise my son, and I raise my son by myself, and he's the father. He's helped with certain things, but then again, he have his minion, whomever is this woman, have him blocking my number whenever she feel intimidated. Let me tell you something. What me and a man have, and him could never have. So it don't make sense. If you know someone have a child for someone, why is it that you have a problem with them communicating with them? You feel threatened? It shouldn't be. You understand? So what? She must be telling him to block me or whatever else. Every little thing he look like he's be telling her, but you was the man, You was the man. So how come you taking orders from this woman, This woman. And you can see she thinks because my thing is, when he ain't had it, who been there for him? Me. And even so, whilst we wasn't in a relationship, when he needed something and he used to ask me, and I used to contribute. No strings attached, contribute. But the thing about it is, people forget the good that you do for them. They forget. Once they cherry getting rubbed or whatever else, they forget. But I just needed to post it. It don't matter. Me and him may be separated, but we still got a bond. Our son. So it don't matter how having you block this, the next, or the top. You could always tell thirsty women, you done been married before. Your marriage didn't work. But now you thirsty for somebody else. Come on, man, relax yourself. Relax yourself. My question ain't have nothing to do with you. My question is for my child's father. We have a child together. He's 6 years old now. 6 years old. Okay? He is a little ways from being 18. So me and his father have some time to communicate together until this little boy gets 18. Okay? So the interference of another woman interfering, if I message him and ask him a question as to how come, you couldn't be the man that we needed you to be. What? I have his child. When I had to be up all night with our kid whilst he sleep, whilst I have to go to work all day whilst he stay in the house with our child, but still mind him and our child. Where were you? When you don't know someone's story or their history with somebody, don't get in there. Don't get in there. Don't get in there. I say, what me and him have run deep, and that's why I distance myself from him for that long period of time. Because how you could walk out on me and your kid But then you claim you love me, or you claim you want me back. But then you was being so spiteful. How you wanted me to come back? Gee, how you expect me to come back and all those negative type of things you've been doing and showing, and you expected me to come back? Ladies, let me tell you something. He out there stepping up to the plate for this other woman, but couldn't step up for us, his little family. Let me tell y'all something, ladies. A man know his job and he know his role. You don't have to tell a man to step up to the plate. If that man for you, and if that man find you, what the word is, if that man finds value in you, yeah, he said you gonna marry me, huh? But look at you being complacent, huh? Like he was in a zone where he know I wasn't gonna go leave him, so he felt comfortable doing whatever you want to do. Yeah, I wasn't gonna leave you because I never did. You was the one to walk out on me, huh? You did it 3 times, and the 3rd time I didn't latch back. I wasn't gonna latch back. I must come running behind you, and I have a baby in the house. You lost your mind. Only could have. And some of his family members probably hate me. I really don't care. I ain't living for y'all. I ain't living for y'all because at the end of the day, and at the end of the night, me and him been living together underneath the same roof, dealing with our problems together, roughing it out and tugging it out. But now it's like fun and lavishment for him now. And that's why I can't really pay no full respect to him in this relationship. When we needed you to step up to the plate, you couldn't, huh? You couldn't, and you didn't. But now you out there being lavish, but you stepping up to the plate now for this woman in her 40s. And how y'all? Jokes. Ladies, know your worth. Don't let this man use you. Nail them out there. Nail them to the situation that it is. Nail them to the situation, and I don't care about his new mistress, because sweetie, you ain't been there in a time when me and him been going through. Now he trying to hold on a job, and now he probably giving you his entire paycheck. I really don't care. And you know why I don't care? Because he couldn't step up to the plate for me and his kid, but he doing it for you, and you dictating to him, telling him, oh, but he must block me, this and that and the next. At the end of the day, he may have me blocked, and he have to unblock me. Sooner or later, we got a child to deal with together, and we will continuously be dealing with this child together. We will continuously deal with this child together. I don't know where the relationship gonna go with them too. I don't know, and I really don't care. My question was to him is, how come he couldn't step up to the plate when we needed him to step up to the plate for our family, huh? You walk away, huh? You was a grown man, walk away on us. You. And for what reason? Because you've been home all day and you could say, neither. You think that baby pampers need to change? Also, you grow up. You want to step up to the plate for what you want to step up to the plate for? P.S. Ladies, know your worth. I just had to come here and drop this little speech because me, I'm a no-nonsense person, and it hurts me deep when I know I've been there for somebody and they acting as if they arrived a long time. When me and you been sailing the same ship through the storm together, and you couldn't even step up to the plate for us. But now you carrying on like you always been on a cruise ship. Like you always been on a cruise ship, and now you lavishing someone else. Easy. But you couldn't do it for us. Let me tell you something. I ain't on this channel because I looking for no likes from him or anything from him. As he know, I finance myself. I pay my own bills. When he left, he meet me in this apartment, and he left me in this apartment, and we've been break up for 4 years now, and I still where I'm at. A business owner. I have my own shop. My shop isn't fully open yet, but it's gonna be open in a short order. So people think I put in this video because I want something from him. I want nothing from him. I didn't want nothing from him. If anything, I was the one pouring into him. You know, I was the one pouring into him because I loved his miserable fat face. I loved him, and I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I love that man. Literally. You know, we have our differences, and oh yes, he is getting on my nerves. He do. But at the end of the day, I love that man, and we have a bond that's gonna be there. It's just gonna be there. We departed, but it's just a bond that's gonna be there. We used to argue, even though we in a relationship. Every minute we added, and he's the type of person, he's be angry over things for a long time. Like, mister, get over it. Get over it. But anyhow, this video was to tell y'all, a man will step up to the plate for who they want to step up to the plate for, huh? Because my thing is, you couldn't do it for me and your son, but now you lavishing somebody else you can step up to the plate for. I don't have time for these foolishness. Ladies, know your worth. If that man ain't stepping up to the plate for you, then roll him out. Roll him out. And right now, I'm on a point whereas I don't care. If you ain't texting me, I ain't texting you back. If you can't text me, I ain't texting you back. I ain't get time to be wondering what you doing or who you doing. If you doing somebody else, then do it. I am so done with having to, okay, you want to know where this man is, what he doing. You got to be the one messaging the man. I ain't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Anyways, thanks for watching, ladies. I hope this video was entertaining. I just had to express my lifestyle on a previous situation that I was in with my child father, huh? A man will step up to the plate for who they want to step up to the plate for. You couldn't do it for me and your son, but you could do it for somebody else. That's why I tell you, you have children for these man. They could cry their heart out and say they love you, huh? But actions speak louder than words. People, action. Bring your actions to the table. Don't come bring me your mouth. Bring your actions to the table. Anyhow, thanks for tuning in, everyone.